Hey, do you know whom do we call a Martinet, who is Monomaniac, who is a Virago, and who is an Atheist? To know about different words to insult your enemies, please keep watching this video till the end. Before we go in,
please subscribe for more videos. Click the bell icon for updates.
Hi friends, good day. Today, let us look into English vocabulary which talks about words to insult your enemies. What do you call a person who insists on complete and blind obedience? Martinet. Jean Martinet was the Inspector General of Infantry during the reign of King Louis XIV, a stricter, more fanatic drill master France had ever seen. It was from this time that the French army's reputation for discipline dated, and it is from the name of this Frenchman that the English word Martinet is derived. The word is always used in a derogatory sense and generally shows resentment and anger on the part of the user. What do you call who toadies to the rich and influential? Sycophant. Sycophant comes from the Greek. According to the Shipley's Dictionary of Words Origin, when a fellow wants to get a good mark, he may polish up the apple and place it on the teacher's desk. His classmates call such a fellow an apple shiner. Less complimentary localities use the term bootlicker. The Greeks had a name for it, fig shower. Sycophant is from Greek word sikon, which means fig, and another word, phenein, which means to show. What do you call a person who dabbles in the fine arts? Dilettante. Dilettante is from the Italian verb dilettare, which means to delight. The dilettante paints, writes, composes, plays a musical instrument, or engages in scientific experiments purely for amusement, not to make money, become famous, or satisfy a deep creative urge. What do you call a person who is loud-mouthed, quarrelsome woman? Virago. Virago comes oddly from a Latin word for man, vir. The derivation is not so odd after all. A virago, far from being stereotypically feminine, that is timid, delicate, low-spoken, etc., is stereotypically masculine in personality, that is coarse, aggressive, loud-mouthed. What do you call a person who has one-track mind? Monomaniac. The monomaniac develops an abnormal obsession in respect to one particular thing but is otherwise normal. In Greek, monos means one and maniac means madness. Before we move on, let us recall what we have discussed so far. Martinet, Sycophant, Dilettante, Virago, Monomaniac. Let us see the next sets. What do we call a person who sneers at other people's cherished traditions? Iconoclast. The iconoclast sneers at convention and tradition, attempts to expose our cherished beliefs, our revered traditions, or our stereotypical thinking as shams and myths. Iconoclast is derived from the words icon, which means a religious image, and klein, which means to break. What do you call a person who do not believe in God? Atheist. Atheist combines the Greek negative prefix a and theos, which means God. What do we call a person who has imaginary ailments? Hypochondriac. Hypochondria is built on two Greek roots, hypos, which means under, and chondros, which means the cartilage of the breastbone. This may sound far-fetched until you realize that under the breastbone is the abdomen. The ancient Greeks believed that morbid anxiety about one's health arose in the abdomen, and no one is more morbidly, unceasingly, and unhappily anxious about health than the hypochondriac. What do we call a person who is a super patriot? Chauvinist. Nicolas Chauvin, soldier of the French Empire, so vociferously and unceasingly aired his veneration of Napoleon Bonaparte that he became the laughingstock of all Europe. Thereafter, an exaggerated and blatant patriot was known as a chauvinist, and still is today. What do we call the person who is a self-indulger? Lecher. A lecher practices lechery. The lecher is derived from the French word lecher, which means to lick. Can you recall the words we have discussed so far? A scoffer at tradition. Iconoclast. A blatant super-patriot. Chauvinist. A strict disciplinarian. Martinet. A disbeliever in God. Atheist. A shrewish, loud-mouthed female. Virago. Person with one-track mind. Monomaniac. A dabbler in the arts. Dilettante. A lewd and sexually aggressive male. Lecher. A person whose emotional disorder is reflected in non-organic or imaginary bodily ailments. Hypochondriac. A toady to people of wealth or power. Sycophant. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video and do share.